Hi, good morning. Today is October 9th, 2025. It is 9:01 a.m. U.S. Central Time. My name is Reinaldo J. Aguiar Marcano, and I'm recording this video from my home located at the 26714 Valleyside Drive, Katy, Texas 77494. This is a short video I'm creating to document and put it on the record that I've noticed that this network probably, right? They did extensive operation on deleting data from my Google account, my personal Google account. The things that they deleted specifically are very, targeted to past girlfriends that I had, right? Because they target people with romantic relationships. So what they did is that for a specific former girlfriends that I had years ago, right? They deleted all data that I had in my Google account, like to give concrete examples, right? So they deleted all the text messages from my Google Voice account. I used a Google Voice account to send messages to them years ago, right? All the messages are gone for those specific women, right? Only. All of my other messages are there, but the messages with them don't exist anymore. Also, in some specific cases, like Ibeth Escobar, they deleted even the phone numbers from the contacts list. Right. So if I look at my Google contacts, the phone number that I have for her now is a phone number from Colombia when she lived in Colombia, or a phone number from Venezuela from like 10 years ago, right? But she's here in the US. And I know that because I've sent her messages to her phone number here in the US, right here in Katy. So they deleted that phone number. So to make the FBI think that she's in Venezuela. She's not in Venezuela, she's here. And she's an interesting case. I mean, the more extreme case was Ibeth Escobar, I think, and Gillian Walsh as well. Those were the two more extreme cases. The other case is Carolina Boscan. They also deleted all the text messages, but they left the phone number in Florida. That number they left. But in the case of Ibeth Escobar, they even deleted the number from Google Contacts. And Ibeth Escobar is an interesting case because I met her, the first time I met her was exactly when the oil strike in Venezuela was happening, right? In 2002, right? Yes, in 2002. So exactly at the same moment of the oil strike, they introduced me to both Carolina Boscan and Ibeth Escobar. And both of them lived in the same geographical area, right? And Ibeth Escobar is also interesting because of her father, right? So I never met the father in person, but looking at everything that I've seen, Ana Codallo, Nelio Espina, Peter Codallo, I imagine that her father is a SEBIN agent, right? And the reason why I say that is because after she moved to Katy, right? So they reactivated her maybe, I think it was 2020, right? They brought her, she was in Colombia. They brought her from Colombia to the US with the husband, right? So the husband is another Andres Mendez, that's it, right? It's another one of these people that operate in this way, right? That I mentioned before. So they brought her on 2020 from Bogota to Katy. So she moved to Katy, right? And shortly after, her dad moved to Katy as well. Right? So, putting two and two together, the father is in it, right? I mean, what are the chances, right? That the father that was in Ciudad Ojeda, Venezuela, right? When I met her in 2002, right at the same point of the oil strike, the father ends up living in Katy, where I am surrounded by agents of Diosdado Cabello. So anyhow, but the observation really is that they deleted all the messages from and to Ibeth Escobar, Carolina Boscan, and Gillian Walsh, and they also deleted the contact numbers of Yvette Escobar from my Google Voice account. So I think of all of them, the one that they fear the most is Yvette Escobar. That hints me on that the father is probably important, right? Because it's not about Yvette Escobar, because otherwise they would have done the same thing with the other two, right? But they went further in the deletion with Yvette Escobar, I think, to protect the father, because the father is another Peter Kodaly, right? That sends his daughter to do these operations, quote unquote. Right? So if any authorities are watching this, please, look at my Google account, and especially who in Google, within Google, had access to that data, right, to delete it. Because this deletion happened. It didn't happen through the account because I haven't logged into that account for security reasons, right? I don't log into that account practically never, right? So it wasn't that they stole my cookie and logged in, and no, like this was done from inside Google. That I'm sure of that, 100% sure. And I'm telling you that not as a witness, but also as a former Google employee. I used to work in Google as an engineer, so I know that this was done from inside. This wasn't done with the cookie. Well, thank you so much for your time, and I'll see you in the next one.